to In Your Face. I'm Tonya Washington. And today we're going to do something very mellow today. Usually, you know, In Your Face is in your face, and you see that I am missing the element here today. I'm missing Miss Ellenette, but she's going to be out for a while. She's doing some other programs, working on some other programs, I should say. But today we're gonna be mellow because she's not here. You know how Miss Ellenette can really get up there and do her thing. So we're really gonna come down and take it down some notches today. And we have some visitors in the area. They're visiting from Cuba. I think I said it right. Cuba.
You did.
Did I say that right?
All right, Tonya.
So with me, I have Dr. Victor Pina. He's a historian. And I have Pedro Pulido. See, I know I was going to mess it up. I'm sorry. He's an artist as well. And then we have Gloria Chinea here. Did I say that right?
Yeah, Gloria Chinea. That's
Okay.
right.
Yeah, so we have these great Cubans here visiting our area, Ventura County, and we are excited to have them here. And we're just going to talk a little bit on why they have visited here in Ventura County and what is their purpose. So, gentlemen, why? What is the purpose here, Gloria? And Gloria, I'm sorry, Gloria, she's gonna interpret for us because we have half bilingual here, and then we have Mr. Pedro, where he's because their native language is Spanish in Cuba,
Yes.
and that's what.
As you know, Cuban was part of Spain.
Yes.
And the main language is Spanish.
Right.
So Pedro speaks Spanish. So Pedro, comenzamos con usted, correcto.
Gracias.
¿Por qué estás aquí?
Por un intercambio.
It is an intercultural exchange that he was here.
Okay.
And explícame un poquito qué has hecho aquí. ¿Cuál ha sido el intercambio?
Bueno, el
What is the
intercambio-
exchange?
El intercambio parte porque hace 18 años atrás estuve en la ciudad de Ventura realizando un grupo de esculturas tras una invitación que nos hiciera Lorenzo Estefano, que es cineasta. Visitaba Cuba por aquellos tiempos, o sea, un periodo de tiempo anterior. Visitaba Cuba en el Festival de Cine Latinoamericano Cubano y nos conocimos.
So someone that was visiting Tonya in Cuba,
Okay.
they were visiting and they were doing an exchange in theater and cine theater, and they met, and he was a resident of California, and that's how they met. And 18 years ago, that's happened 18 years ago, and that's how the exchange happened. Somebody from Ventura knowing Pedro, who's an artist over in Cuba, and that's how the relationship all started. And that's why we have Cuba and Ventura County visitors from Cuba.
Oh, that's wonderful. But Gloria, let's also explain. I know Pedro, he's not just an artist. What else does he? Also, what is some of his
O sea, sabe ella que no solamente eres un artista, pero ¿qué tipo de artista eres?
No, soy un artista de las artes plásticas.
He's an artist of plastic art.
Okay.
Pintura, escultura, grabado, dibujo,
So he does
diseño.
many ways or many facets of the art.
Okay.
He does drawing, painting, plastic, and also he does murals
Oh, wow.
Sculptures.
and sculptures.
Well, I know that must be very beautiful. Actually, I need a sculpture.
Ella dice que debe ser bellísimo el arte que tú haces. Definitivamente a ella le gustaría tener una escultura de ella, ¿no?
Could you do one? Could you sculpt me?
Wow, podrías hacer una
Que
cosa
se
como...
someta a ser mi modelo y lo vamos a conseguir.
Oh, if you are a model for him, he definitely would do
that
it.
right?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that awesome?
That's very awesome. I've never had a real sculpture of me. That'd be nice. So look at me, he's like, wow, Tonya, look at you.
Mira, sí, ella estaría dispuesta a ser modelo.
Right. That is so wonderful. And also, Pedro, he did some work with Hemingway?
No, it was
It was
Victor.
Victor. So Victor, he's a historian.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and I had been doing some works in international colloquiums in Havana,
Okay.
in Cuba, about the life and works of Ernest Hemingway, that, as you know, was an American, very famous writer.
Yes.
That lives in Cuba, had his home in Cuba for 21 years, and was in relation with Cuba for more than 30, since 1928, when he visited for the first time Havana and got in love with that city, and later with our country, and our people with him too.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I heard something, Victor, Dr. Victor. The local people call him a special way. Tell Tonya.
Yes,
Yes, please.
In 1934, Ernest Hemingway bought a yacht that named El Pilar. And he had that boat in a place close to Havana that is named Cojimar. People there are simple fishermen, mainly.
Okay.
And they treat him, Hemingway, the famous, later he even received an award, the Nobel Prize in Literature Award. But anyway, for those people in Cojimar, Ernest Hemingway was not Mr. Hemingway, but was Mr. Way. They call him Mr. Way, and he liked to be called like that way, but those simple fishermen. In that place, maybe during more than 10 years, he had the boat, and he was related to the fishermen there that called him Mr. Way, as I told you. But at the same time, Hemingway got the story, the idea for writing his novel that was named The Old Man and the Sea. That thanks to that novel, he received the Nobel Prize of Literature in 1954. And he decided to give as a present to the Cuban people and to give the award and the medal that is now in the sanctuary of Caridad del Cobre in Santiago de Cuba City, the second important city in Havana, in Cuba. And that's the way that he expressed the love to Cuba. And before he died, in his will, he gave as a gift the big house that he had in Cuba, that now is a museum, the Museum Finca Vigía. He gave as a present to the skipper of El Pilar the boat that is now at the museum too, because he donated to the museum. So the love between Hemingway and Cuba was very, very close, and the Cuban people estimated and remembers him as a very good friend of Cuba. It's a Cuban man.
Oh, that's very beautiful. Now, I know he was a writer, but I remember back about 15 years ago, I purchased one of his furniture pieces. I know he wasn't really known for that, but he did also create furniture, because I did purchase. That's what makes me remember Hemingway and also his books. But I do remember also a few furniture pieces that he did create that had his
That
name
was like
on
a
it.
signature.
Yes, yes.
That's something that I didn't know.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's
the only
awesome.
reason why I know, because I purchased one a long time ago
Wow.
when I was newly married. I remember that.
Wow, wow. So,
Wow.
you know, the nice part of it is just the cultural exchange that has occurred here.
Yes.
Many, many miles away from the Caribbean, which is the island of Cuba.
Yes.
It's about 80 miles from Florida. So you see that, and the expression of people from Ventura County, the city of Ventura,
Yes.
that tied in having Dr. Pina and Mr. Pulido
Yes.
with us here in Ventura County and bringing what culture is all about. Because Spanish people come from different parts of the world, as you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
Mexico, Cuba, Puerto Rico, and they are a representation
Yes.
of what the culture is in Cuba. So it's fascinating to me, just express
It is very.
and being around people that have so much knowledge and so much
It is.
culture.
And I think that it is very important to share the knowledge and the culture, especially to our younger generation, because because of the history that they can explain about the mural. And I think murals are so beautiful. They're so beautiful.
And
it's such a
that's
talent. And I just admire artists. I just because I don't have that gift myself. I take a pencil or crayon, I'll mess something up.
I know, me
And it's
too.
such a talent. It's such a beautiful talent.
And being able to express that in our
Yes.
community.
Yes.
That's what Pedro did. Pedro did with some artists in
Wow.
Ventura, local artists.
Okay.
They expressed that in a mural. And we're very thankful to the city of Ventura
Okay.
for providing that space.
But Gloria, where is that mural? Maybe people, if you tell them that they can go out and they can visit the mural. And
It's
see it?
downtown Ventura.
Okay.
It's downtown Ventura. It's close to the mission
Okay.
of Ventura.
Okay.
But what I would like is for Pedro to explain what is inside that mural.
Oh, please, Pedro,
Pedro.
please do that.
¿Nos podrías explicar cuál es el significado del mural y qué tiene dentro de ese mural para que así las personas puedan ir y visitar este mural en la ciudad de Ventura? ¿Podrías explicarnos
Sí,
un poquito?
sí, sí. El mural está constituido por una secuencia de cuadros
It is a sequence of different spaces or different structures within the mural.
que abarcan toda una calle, es decir, la distancia que corresponde a una calle, o sea, 100 metros sería en el caso de Cuba. Aquí creo que se miden en varas o algo así.
Okay, it's about 100 meters.
Oh.
So it's a very large structure. It's from one side of the street to another. And it is composed in different areas. And it's, ¿cuántos cuadros son?
Son 5 cuadros.
So five. Five structures.
5 cuadros y un elemento
Beautiful.
que constituye otro sexto cuadro, pero que no está enmarcado.
Okay, and there's another area that is the sixth one, the sixth step.
Okay.
That all of it composes the entire mural that is in Ventura, the city of
Okay.
Ventura.
Okay.
Y la lectura de los mismos puede ser lo mismo de izquierda a derecha que de derecha a izquierda.
Okay, so an interesting concept, Tonya, what he's explaining is
Okay.
that the reading of the art, you can read it from left to right, or from right to left.
Interesting.
So that's the beauty of the art, because you
Oh,
can
that's beautiful.
you can interpret it many different ways, and you can read it from one side to another. So you can delight yourself with the art that he has. What are some of the elements? ¿Cuáles son algunos de los elementos?
El elemento fundamental, el elemento fundamental que conecta todos los contenidos de los murales, o sea, de los cuadros, es el arco iris.
Wow. So what he's saying is that all the elements, the 6 elements,
Okay.
okay, it's 6 structures, the interconnection is the rainbow.
Interesting.
Definitivamente.
I have to go see this mural.
Os tenemos
I
que
have to
hacer.
go
We have
see
to.
it.
We
I
have
En
to.
Facebook, en Facebook pueden encontrar el proceso y el mural terminado.
In Facebook,
Uh-huh.
they have a page, and that page tells you the details on how it was developed and how it came to fruition.
Okay, would you like to give his Facebook information?
¿Cuál es la página de
Pedro
Facebook?
Pulido.
Pedro Pulido.
Pedro Pulido.
Okay.
Pedro, Pedro,
Uh-huh.
Pulido.
Okay.
Pedro Pulido at Facebook.
Yes. Oh, that's beautiful. I think people are going to be getting on there right now.
And then
Yes,
Check- checking it out.
Yes, that's an instruction, right? That's
Exactly.
homework.
And
Exactly.
that is to artwalk.org and artwalk.com, I think, something like that.
Okay, so another web page,
Please,
it's
yes.
artwalk.com
.org.
and artwalk.org.
Wonderful.
So
Wonderful.
those 3 pages, the
Okay.
Facebook page, Pedro Pulido,
Yes.
or artwalk.com or artwalk.org,
Okay.
will have that information about the work that they have done.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Me preguntaste los contenidos.
Yes, the context.
Los contenidos son comunes a las dos ciudades, a Ventura y a La Habana.
Okay, there are 2 different elements
Okay.
that are depicted on the artwork that they did in this mural. And there are very similar things that are happening in Cuba, as well as to the city of Ventura. So what they have done is merge those ideas into the art that really speaks to
Oh,
both
that's
communities
wonderful.
and to both cultures.
Oh, wow.
Que son comunes en esencia, no solamente a las dos ciudades, sino a los dos países.
So there is definitely several things that are happening right now in Cuba
Okay.
and right now in the Ventura County and the nation of the United
both
States.
countries, yes.
To both countries, there are commonalities.
Oh, wow.
And what they have done, they have worked with several local artists and students.
That's
So the talent, it's not only from the Cuban community,
It's also from the
but
United
also from here, local artists
wow.
in Ventura County and as an American
Basically,
American
you're
citizens.
bridging the gaps.
Exactly.
That's beautiful.
We are bridging the gaps, and that's the beauty
Beautiful.
of it,
That's,
right?
That's
Pues,
beautiful.
un detalle, por ejemplo, muy significativo es que hay un automóvil, que es un automóvil que justamente es un similar al que usaba Hemingway en Cuba, un antiguo automóvil. En Cuba hoy un buen por ciento del transporte tanto turístico y de taxis son carros antiguos.
He's just relating to us how part of the mural that they have done, or the artwork that they have done, is placing some vehicles. And usually, as we know, Cuba have very older cars, and the majority of the transportation that exists there is through older models. And that's one of the areas that they presented in the art.
Y justamente quien está conduciendo el automóvil es Hemingway.
Okay, so one of the things that was placed or depict on the artwork, it's the
convertible is driven by Hemingway.
the automobile or the car is driven by Hemingway. Ernest
Wow,
Hemingway.
I heard that in Hemingway. Oh wow, that's beautiful.
Isn't it
That is
beautiful?
really, that's amazing. I'm going down there. I'm going down
Well,
there to see this.
we definitely. I invite you guys.
Yes, it's very, what a talent. Tell me something, how old was Pedro when he started painting?
¿A qué edad tú comenzaste a trabajar en
Pintar,
pintura,
pintar.
a pintar?
¿A pintar en Ventura o
No,
en
no,
mi
no,
vida?
no, en tu vida.
Yeah.
En tu vida, en
My
your
life,
life.
my life.
Yes, your life.
Desde niño,
Since he was such a little
desde
child.
niño.
Oh, wow.
So it was nurtured.
That's beautiful.
So I'm sure that your parents nurtured, me imagino que tus papás te ayudaron a crear esto.
En realidad, desde muy temprana edad, en la escuela primaria, yo salía como, resolvía todos los problemas en el aula, tanto a la profesora como a mis condiscípulos, en la cosa de dibujar. Y posteriormente los vecinos le recomendaron a mi madre y a mi padre que me condujera por el camino de las artes visuales. Y ese fue el camino.
So one of his history comes down to a teacher and the school system that nurture the art. So he was the one that really solved all the issues at the school level and was part of the teacher, working with him in the art. And then the parents kind of said to the teacher, please guide him through those area of art and work. And that's how he developed.
Wow. The teacher saw that talent, that raw talent, saw that raw talent.
Yes,
as
that
they say, raw-
diamond.
yes, that diamond in the rough.
Exactly. La maestra vio el diamante en bruto, ¿no? Y salió el diamante, que eres tú.
Exacto.
Yes,
Exactly,
yes,
exactly.
the diamond in the rough. Wow.
Definitely.
That's beautiful.
And the same thing here.
Same thing with the story. Yes. Wow. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Dinos algo de ti.
Well, now I am retired from my main profession, that I am really an aeronautical engineer.
Okay.
And but I was at the same time a historian of science and technology.
Okay.
And the director of the Museum of Hemingway in Havana, when she knew about my formal previous profession, and I used to work for aviation safety,
Okay.
preventing accidents, investigating them, and so on. I had more than 30 years of experience. She insisted that I did a work about two aviation accidents that Ernest Hemingway had in Africa in 1954. In 2 days, he had two aviation accidents. And so she insisted maybe 3 years. And I read, but I did. So I prepared a PowerPoint with a lot of information and presented at an international colloquium. And we had a good acceptance. And after that, I continued presented works at these international colloquiums in Havana that are attended by a lot of scholars of Hemingway from the world, different countries. And the last was this year in June 2015, before we came here. So that's the reason I got involved in this Ernest Hemingway's life, story, and I'm delighted with that. And I keep my neurons active after being retired from my main professions.
That's good.
Yeah.
Keep those cells working. So tell me, how long did you guys visit here? How long is a visit?
Well, we had been almost 1 month
Uh-huh.
We are departing next Friday. We will be flying out of Ventura.
Okay.
Through LA, of course. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you've been here
Yeah.
for a month already.
Yes, already a month.
So have you, besides doing the art and everything, what else have you been doing?
Well, I've been meeting a lot of old and new friends, and
Okay.
enjoying a lot of attention and friendship with our friends. And we visit some different places, like Oxnard. Gloria invited us, and we discovered Oxnard. And now we are discovering this place and TV and so on. We went to LA. We have friends there in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Yesterday we went with Lorenzo to Santa Barbara.
Okay.
And so we have
How did
been
you like
doing-
Santa Barbara?
Well, unfortunately, we were a very short stay there, you know, but it's very interesting. And we like when we went to LA and the shore, when we go around the sea, you know, it's very interesting. We are fascinating so many people swimming at that cold water. For us, it's impossible. We try, but we are used
That's
to
something very different from
Yes.
Cuba.
Oh, is that right? Why is that different?
Well, the temperature there, you can go in the table, but here it's very cold for us. I put my finger, oh no. Is it too
Not
cold?
going in that water,
No,
huh?
no.
That's wonderful.
No,
That's
we are
wonderful.
using the Caribbean, you know, the temperature
Right,
of the
but
water.
for
is
us,
lower, yes.
we've been experiencing, especially in the state of California, we've been experiencing some very humid weather. For
Yeah.
us, it's very hot for us, very hot, very sticky. So everybody's like flooding to the beach these days.
Yeah,
They
Exactly.
can't get enough of the water.
Yeah, even for us, some days we felt that very high humidity that makes more difficult to support the high temperatures. you know.
Okay. So tell me, is this your first time visit to America?
No.
No, you've been here
no,
before?
no. Since I was a child, I visited many times.
Oh, okay.
For different reasons, but I visit. And LA, the last 3 years, I visit 3 times.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
so, yes,
Okay, so
it's,
you've been here.
And Ventura, I was here 2 years ago and met my old friend Lorenzo De Stefano, with whom I did a film about a very important Cuban musical group, Los Zafiros, that is
Okay.
still famous in Cuba. And after that, I was in LA 2 years ago, invited by one of the universities. They invited me to present lectures, not on Hemingway, but the early aviation relations between United States and Cuba. That is another very interesting topics about the relation between Cuba and
Okay.
the United States. That Pan American Airways was formed thanks to the agreement of the air mail
Okay.
with United States between Key West and Cuba.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that was another interesting theme that they invited me. So I had the possibility to travel to the United States before, and for my aviation, during my aviation times too, I was sometimes here in the United States.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So what about you, Pedro? This is your first time here, or you've been here
¿Cuánto
before?
tiempo has estado anteriormente tú aquí?
Sí,
¿O esta es tu primera vez?
había dicho anteriormente que 18 años atrás, justamente en una visita que hizo Lorenzo de Stefano a Cuba, me hizo una invitación para visitar ArtCity en Ventura,
Okay.
con el pretexto de que había un escultor que se identificaría mucho conmigo por cierta similitud que él encontró en mi obra en Cuba y la de Paul Linhart aquí en Ventura.
Yes, 18 years ago he came to Cuba,
Okay.
and he was invited by a mutual friend of an artist, and they were brought here with the idea that they had some similar type of work that they did. So the idea is to be able to meet both, and that's how he came back 18 years ago.
Okay, that's wonderful.
And can you explain one of the sculptures that you have in Art City?
¿Cómo es?
Oh.
En
Ok.
español, que le expliques algunas de las esculturas que tienes en Art
Bueno,
City.
en ArtCity hice una escultura en mármol, acero y concreto, que trataba sobre la cosa del embargo a Cuba.
Okay.
Hace 18 años atrás, como apunté, y justamente ahora, con los cambios
Wow.
que se han efectuado,
Wow.
pues es como una especie de premonición o coincidencia que estemos acá.
It's interesting because what he said 18 years ago, they did a sculpture that
Okay.
it was in concrete and stainless steel. And it was related to the embargo that existed between the United States and Cuba. And it seems like there has been it was like a premonition of what was happening in history, and it's happening right now that they're here, and with all the changes that are occurring, it's kind of fascinating that they had this premonition.
Oh, Pedro had this premonition?
Yes.
Is that right?
And that's how he expressed it in Art City 18 years ago.
Oh, interesting.
So, explica un poquito qué significa, aparte de esa premonición que hubo, esa escultura que hiciste, ¿cuáles son las partes de esa escultura?
Bueno, es una obra un tanto abstracta, que con una visión aguda, ¿no?, en el mundo de las artes visuales se puede identificar. Es como las piernas de una mujer caminando en la calle.
So part of the art or the sculpture that they did, it's a woman walking on a sidewalk.
Okay.
The art, you'll have to see it to appreciate the meaning, and it's located in Art City in the city of Ventura.
Okay, Art City. I'm really gonna have to go over there and check. I just admire artists. I always have admired artists.
Una de las cosas que ella siempre ha admirado es los artistas y la visión que pueden tener en un futuro y cómo